yagna in the morning. So, and here, behalf of our leader, I would like to thank all the Japa leads and participants. Hare Krishna. Welcome once again, all of you, for today's SP Srimad Bhagavatam class. The topic is Canto 1, Chapter 13, Shloka 40. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nitya bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtuki. Hare Krishna. Can anyone confirm is I'm audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Before I begin, I would like to thank our mentor and the servant of the circle for their blessings and prayers. So, as you know that I'm definitely not qualified at all to sit here and speak in front of you. This is just for my purification as well as the instructions of senior devotees. So let us begin. So before we begin, we can just look at the shloka. I'll just repeat again, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Shloka 40. Karnadhara iva pare bhagavan paradarshakaha atha bhabhashe bhagavan narado muni sattamaha. Anuvada and Bhavartha by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtottara Shata Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation and purport. You are like a captain of the ship in a great ocean, and you can direct us to our destination. Thus addressed, the godly personality Devarishi Narada, greatest of the philosopher devotee, began to speak. Purport. There are different types of philosophers, and the greatest of all them are those who have seen the personality of Godhead and have surrendered themselves into the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Among all such pure devotee of the Lord, Devarishi Narada is a chief, and therefore he has been described herein as the greatest of all the philosopher devotee. Unless one has become a sufficiently learned philosopher by hearing the Vedanta philosophy from the bona fide spiritual master, one cannot be learned philosopher devotee. One must be very faithful, learned, and renounced. Otherwise, he cannot be a pure devotee. A pure devotee of the Lord can give us direction towards the other end of the science. Devarishi Narada used to visit the place of Maharaja Yudhishthira because the Pandavas were all pure devotees of the Lord, and the Devarishi was always ready to give them good counsel whenever needed. Hare Krishna. So let us offer my prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnanarjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Krishna Krishna Vishnu Swami Tinamini Acharya Padani Thai Kupadani Gauri Padani Grahama Karim Namo Vishnu Badhai Krishna Krishna Putale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Asha Pradeshadhari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Shri Sadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So before we begin, we can just look at the context exactly where we are today with this verse. So this is 1.13 Shloka 40. So we have been seeing that Narada Muni first instructed King Dhritarashtra. Then later in the previous shlokas, we also saw that Vidura is also in the same path, right? So Narada Muni first instructed Dhritarashtra to leave his worldly affair and take Vanaprastha, right? Then after Vidura said, immediately after hearing such a after hearing from such exalted, pure devotees like Narada Muni and Vidura, Dhritarashtra was transformed and he immediately decided to leave. So and along with him, his good wife Gandhari also follows him. So once in the morning, they left the palace, and even Vidura is also not seen. So this is what we have understood in our previous shlokas, right? So next day, what happens in the another morning? Yudhishthira Maharaj comes after doing his offerings and worships the daily chores. He comes to seek the blessings of his senior relative, like his elder father. So generally, this is what the etiquette before we start the day. Because we can understand that Yudhishthira is so pious. He's very exalted king. So before he start his duty, he would like to seek the blessings of his senior relatives. So once he came to his palace and see he's not seen. He's unable to figure out where is Dhritarashtra. He is no more in the palace, and he get bewildered because he's already pretty old and weak. And he asked Sanjaya, but Sanjay also does not have any clue. He's also not aware, where he is and all. So now this Dhritarashtra is very, he's not seen, and Yudhishthira is very much distressed right now because he don't know that what might have happened to Dhritarashtra, right? As I already said, he's weak and old. So, and already he's in the distress of losing all his sons. So that is a time where Narada Muni arrives at that location. This is a scenario. This is a condition. Now the Narada Muni enters into this scenario, and that's where Yudhishthira Maharaj addresses him in this beautiful verse. Karnadara iva pare bhagavan paradarshakaha atha babashe bhagavan narado muni sastamaha. So then, so if we look at this translation, which is written by our Srila Prabhupada, it's a very keen phrase that strikes out our mind is captain of the ship, right? So Narada Muni is being referred here as a captain of the ship. Of course, there are other few more beautiful adjective is given here. Paradarshakaha and Munisattama is also one of the very important title he has it. So he's and greatest philosopher devotee. So we can see, we'll discuss why and what is the reason behind Yudhishthira is referring Narada Muni here is a captain. Okay, so let us dive into it. So it is very interesting why Narada Muni is called the captain. So what is the position of the captain? Let us understand what is the position of the captain, who is the captain, right? So generally we hear that captain means the ship captain, right? Captain is head of something, right? So in this material world is like a ocean full of sorrow. This material ocean, which is full of sorrow, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are distressed, right? That's how it happens in the ocean also. Sometimes the ocean is very calm and suddenly it will become turbulent, right? So, and there are storms also, So it is very unpredictable in that sense. But it is a duty of the captain that he is aware of such situation and he is able to sail his ship through such situation. Correct? So this is what happened. So just we can recall what happens to our beloved, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because when Prabhupada was traveling to Paschatya Desh, Prabhupada in the ship called Jaladut. So we all are aware that he met with 2 heart attacks, severe heart attacks. And after that, he had a dream, right? So in the dream, he see Krishna. He see Krishna as a captain. So Krishna is personally rowing the ship. Jaladuta. And after that, there was no storm or turbulences in the ocean. Even once in an interview, that time the captain of that ship, Arun Pandit, so he was actually memorized his memory. In his memory, he was saying that, like, he has already traveled into that ocean many times across the ocean, but he never saw that Atlantic Ocean. He never seen that the ocean such a calm. Only that time was Prabhupada was traveling along with them. See, now he can understand that how the Arun Pandit, the captain of Jaladuta ship, is aware about the condition of the ship because he's traveled many times, right? So that is a position of the captain because he's aware of exactly when the weather is going to be and how the waves are going to be, right? How to tackle those through these waves and how to deliver the ship safely to the destination. So in the Bhagavatam as well, there is a beautiful verse with an analogy of the ocean. So just we can recall that in SP 10.14. So Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th chapter, 14th shloka, 58th verse. Samashritaya te pada samashritaya pada pallava palam mahat padam punyayaso murare bhavambhudir vasta padam param padam yat vipadam na tesham. So the meaning of this verse for those who have accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and the famous as Murari, the enemy of Mura demon. So why Krishna got name called Murari? Because he's killed the demon Murari. So he's an enemy of Mura demon. And the ocean of this material world is like a water contained in the calf's hoof print. Their goal is Param Padam. Vaikunta, everybody knows Vaikunta. Why we call it as a Vaikunta? Because the place where there is no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. But this Bhautika Loka, where we are living, is just opposite of that, right? Every second, we don't know what is going to happen. It is totally unpredictable, right? So this is what happens in everyone's life. So, in Bhagavatam, it is clearly saying that this material world is like an ocean where there is danger at every step. And Srila Bhakti Sena Swarupa Thakur says that when we are fallen into this ocean, we can't keep speculating like what is the force of the waves, what is the speed of the waves, what is the volume and destiny and the surface tension, right? Because that's not going to help us. What is going to help us? What boat we have to catch? Because we are already into the ocean and we are already enjoying all the very difficult situation. So only thing which is going to help us is catch the boat. And even that boat cannot be a just ordinary boat, because sometimes when we see a boat like smaller feeders boats also there, where they just usually takes to transferring the luggages or some people, right, from one destination to other destination, a very small distance. But that is not the catch. That is not the boat we need to catch. We have to catch the main ship, so that delivers the ocean of this misery, ocean from all the turbulences and all the unpredictable situations. So they are not, and these small feeders are not meant for tackling the big waves. So we also have to be very careful when we are choosing the boat. And when we are choosing the boat, it has to be led by a very experienced captain. This is very, very important. So even we all are following different spiritual path, especially we all are into, seeking of the Lord. but we have to be very careful at the time of choosing the guru, at the time of choosing the parampara, because this is the boat which help us to overcome this material ocean called sorrow. So it has to be led by very experienced captain who actually knows how to sail through waves, right? So we can see that when there is when we are into the ship, if we see waves, then we will get bewildered. So because we won't be able to see what beyond the waves, right? But the captain is usually situated at the elevated position, and even though there are waves, lot of dangerous, he knows exactly what's beyond the waves, what is the reason, what is the cause, and he can able to sail expertly. So that that is what the position of the captain. So we understood what is the position of the captain and why Narada Muni is referred here as a captain, right? So here Yudhishthir Maharaj is very expertly mentioning, prizing Narada Muni as a captain of the ship, right? So let us understand this with the beautiful pastimes of Narada Muni, because he is a devotee of the Lord, and he knows that he is in the material ocean and there would be miseries at every step. And when Narada Muni comes, he comes to deliver the fallen souls. So that's why he is addressed here as a captain. So let's see few examples, few stories of how he delivers the people. So even we can see that in our life as well as. So what is the position of the guru? Even guru is a captain of everyone's life. He's like a captain. So we just chanted that Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnanarjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. When you look into the meaning, it is said that I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and with your torch of knowledge, you have enlightened me, and you have opened my eyes. So similarly, the Guru is like a captain. So Guru knows what is beyond, and and he has a better visibility, and that's why he is able to guide exactly, how to overcome this material world, what to do, what not to do. So same here. So Narada Muni is in the condition to help the fallen souls in this material world how to go back to Godhead. So we'll try to analyze from his pastimes and his beautiful stories. So everybody knows Hiranyakashipu, isn't it? So Hiranyakashipu was already a very powerful king, right? And he wanted to become most powerful. So what he decided? He decided to worship the Lord Brahma, because as we know, all the demigods are there to provide all the material desires and gains. So he would like to perform the austerity to please Brahma, so that he want to become a most powerful king. So at that time, his wife Kayadu was pregnant. So he leaves her under the protection of one of the great caretaker of his womb. He's called Vidula. He leaves her under his protection, and he started performing the austerity. So at that time, who gets attention? Definitely the king of all the demigods, Indra, right? Indra become very much afraid, confused, because he's already thought that he's already powerful and he's troubling them so much. And if he perform again more austerity, and he can become more powerful, and his child is already on the way. So maybe he is assuming that the child of such asuric demon is again going to be one of the trouble, more asuric than the nature. Then it will be very much problematic for him. That's what his assumption. So he immediately become angry, and he loses his control. That's what happens, right? When we get angry, first thing is we lose our control, we lose our senses. So then all the senses started misguiding us. So he has a plan. He tried to kill the womb. So he tried to attack the womb specifically many times, but because Kayadu is a great devotee, so Lord Vishnu is very angry, because the way how Indra is planning to kill the womb is not right, because it is sinless. fittest, right? So because of that, now what he's supposed to do, he don't have any clue. Now Indra is in the dilemma, what to do, how to protect himself, his position, because he's so concerned and attached to his position. So he then every time, when he tried to attack Kayadu one and the other way, she got protected. Then he got frustration and he decided to abduct Kayadu. So he attacks the kingdom of Vidula, was again a great warrior, but he tried to fight back, but he couldn't defeat Indra. Then he get killed. So Vidula get killed, and now Kayadu is under no one's protection. So Indra got a chance to abduct her. Then he's taking her back to his kingdom. So when Indra was on the way to his kingdom, he met Narada Muni on the way. So Narada Muni immediately comes, and Narada Muni asked, "What are you doing?" And Narada Muni was so much respected by all the demigods, including Indra. Then he instructs Indra that whatever he's doing, it's not right. She's also sinless, and poor pregnant lady, unprotected by anybody. This is not the way. You are not supposed to kidnap her in this way, and he's not supposed to treat her in this way. Then immediately Indra realizes mistake, and he becomes sober and he leaves her under the protection of Narada Muni. The Narada Muni now take care of Kayadu very well, and we know that how the atmosphere, whatever he provided, that makes sure that that's very pleasant for the devotional services, and he keeps talking about Krishna. After that, all we know, like how Prahlad Maharaj comes from this womb, and how he gives a beautiful what to say, he become a great devotee. Then he can able to in fact delivers his sinful father as well as for everybody. So then if we realize this pastime, we can see that one side there's a Indra who is very much attached to his own body, and the other side is padam yat vipadam. So there is going to be dangerous at every step, like how Indra is facing. And other side, we can also see Narada Muni. Narada Muni himself is very calm, right? So captain, that's a quality of a captain. So Narada Muni is a visionary. He knows exactly what's going to happen and what does not. And he does not lose his own control anytime, right? And there is apparently some dangerous situations. He exactly knows how to find positive way out of everything, and he's one of the example, like he's acting like a captain in this scenario. He didn't get bewildered, right? So even in our life, whatever the dangerous mayas plays a different roles, we should not get bewildered, because when we surrender into a guru and Krishna, definitely we can put into a favorable situation so that we can continue our devotional services. Okay, and there's another pastime of a robber. Everybody knows he's so-called Ratnakara, the robber and the hunter. When he come to the association of the Narada Muni, so what happens? Everybody knows, but still I would like to just few incident, how it affects. Such a sinful personality the Ratnakara is, used to kill and drop the people. If they are not refused to give anything, he used to kill them, right? One day Narada Muni was passing through that forest in the night, and playing on his veena, right? Ratnakara was hiding on the tree somewhere behind, and when he saw the poor fellow Narada Muni, he was passing through, but he's sure that this poor fellow has only veena, nothing else. What is the point of catching him? He was little doubtful, but he thought that maybe inside the veena something is there, some gold or something. So let us try. Then he immediately jumped down and blocks his road, and he asked him, "Do you have anything?" Then Narada Muni says, "Yeah, I have only this veena. You please take it off." See, compared to the other passenger, Narada Muni is something, very detached. He felt he really got attracted that word itself. I have only this veena. If you don't mind, please take it. So this kind of, I mean, again, it shows his detachment, and that is what attracted to Ratnakara. And Narada Muni makes this opportunity to tell him that why are you committing such a sinful activity? are your relatives and family members are going to take part in the sin. Then he went and asked, and nobody says, no, we are not a part of it. Then he understands and he come back to, Narada Muni, and Narada Muni ask him to chant mantra like Rama, Rama. Then he get enlightenment, and now then he become a Valmiki, and where we have Ramayana, right? So this is what we should understand. See, when Ratnakara comes back to Narada Muni and apologizes and surrenders, so that is a time he get enlightenment. So this should be of each and every living entity. Once we come to know that in material world every step is distress and trouble, then immediately we have to approach the bona fide spiritual master and we have to take the shelter. So otherwise, this is very difficult to overcome this material world, right? So as in the similar way, the duty of the captain, so many times we see that if the ship, there is some technical difficulty also, the ship is sinking, that's not the captain. He is definitely takes the first boat and go out, but he never does that. So because that's a duty of the captain to protect all the passenger, and only after saving them he will leave. So Narada Muni is perfectly here being referred as a Karnadar, the first word of this shloka. So that he's a captain due to such a beautiful pastimes. And another one very important pastime, that is Vedavyas pastime. As we know, after compiling so many shlokas, he is not satisfied, right? So what is a understanding of this? Because Narada Muni comes and says that, yes, you're not satisfied because you're not glorified the Krishna himself. Because Narada Muni has a visibility into the the future. Because in Kali Yuga, what happens? It's a Kali Yuga, people will just grasp dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They will not understand the essence of these all scriptures. So which is devotional service to Krishna, because that is not coming out from any of his Puranas and Vedas, whatever he has written. So that is hidden. That cannot be understood by the people of this Kali Yuga, right? So that is not able to understand. Then the Vedavyas compiles the Srimad Bhagavatam. There he completely focus on the glories of the Lord Krishna, and after that he is very much satisfied, and he's enjoying when he was writing each and every part of it. So like Vedavyas, he might get confused sometimes in think of all of us in this material world, right? So even at our level, we do not, we have a lot of confusions, and mostly on this bodily matters, mostly on the material, mental level, this gross level. But even at that level of Vedavyasa, he might have some subtle confusions. We should not understand like, oh, Vedavyasa is also like us, right? No. So he has a subtle confusions, right? So only Guru can help us in such case, because he has the visibility. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shloka 34 says, Tadvitti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninastattva darshinaha. So in this shloka, we can understand that Gnani, the people, there are Tattva Darshinaha, they have seen the real truth, transcendental truth. So they know the truth as it is. That's why we read Bhagavad Gita as it is. That's why they are able to guide us. So again, that is the position of the captain, like the gurus. So should know everything, and then only he can guide us, right? Who can guide us? Who knows already, who has a tattva darshina. So that is a reason we have to surrender to the Guru. So again, here we can see Narada Muni is being referred as a captain of the ship. Okay, so by saying this much, I would like to end up this. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Kindly accept my humble obeisances. If there is any mistake, all is out of my impurities. If any such good things, good point which I've shared, all because of the senior Vaishnavas. and all the acharyas and our Guru Parampara. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. We will just wait for if there are any doubts from, I think more than about 50 devotees are there.